Hello? Oh, nice. Good day, good evening, Sam, bedtime stream. I hope everyone is doing good. And thank you for joining. It's my morning stream, but your bedtime. So good morning to everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. I hope you had a good weekend. And yeah, today is Sunday, so there is still a whole day to do it. And what better way to spend Sunday than learning Unreal Engine? So today, if we go back a little bit, the topic behind these live streams, the idea behind these streams is to go over YouTube, email, Discord, Facebook, any place I can think of, and I see questions, and mainly your questions. So now, right now, I'm going through YouTube, so you might notice, hey, 3 months ago, 7 months ago. So, sorry. Yeah, I do my best to answer as many questions as possible, but there is, no matter what, there are always comments I will miss. However, in order to not miss and in order to cover some really interesting questions on videos that I made, there is this series. And during live stream, if you have questions about the topic or general topics, if we can answer them today, we can answer them today. But if we cannot, they will be planned for next live streams. And the priority of questions comes to those that are in live streams as we go. So this is the second, no, this is the first. Yeah, I did a video a while ago, and in the last stream we tried answering some questions. They are in the last live stream, so technically today this is the second one, and I hope for many more. And I also hope to see Sam, for example. It will be earlier time than this, so it's not your bedtime. And Xavier and some amazing friends I have who are also amazing people with Unreal Engine from different industries and different technical skills, where we can answer some of these questions together as well. Now, I just want to make coffee. I didn't make my coffee yet, so let's read the chat. Let's run to the kitchen, make the coffee, and come back soon. But hello, Sam. Hello, Fatih. Good morning, Fatih. Hi, hi. So the stream is brought to you by VR Division Academy. If you want to learn more about us, what we do, you can go to our academy. And actually, we are an authorized training partner for Epic Games, and I am personally an authorized I am authorized instructor. And I work with Epic and others on curriculums and education, and I work also directly with teachers. So if anyone is interested in getting authorized as an instructor, or if you are an instructor and you want to become a training partner, feel free to reach out to me to my email. Tell me about yourself, Yahiya at vr-division.com. So that's today's stream sponsor. At VR Division Academy, you learn and you also teach. So we're also looking for educators, and more about that soon. Special thanks to Unreal Engine and Cesium in their efforts in supporting us making these live streams and videos, and to you too, guys. None of this would happen if it was not for you, the viewers on YouTube, your likes, your comments, your engagements. So I'm pretty grateful also. I should put all of you here next time. Sorry about that. But Unreal, Cesium, and the community. Thanks to all of you. And yeah, with your support, with your love, with your comments, likes, engagement, shares, we are able to do this. Thanks to you guys, I got authorized. Thanks to you guys, I got as a training partner. Thanks to you guys, I got Epic Mega Grant and I got the Cesium Grant. So I'm super grateful. So thanks to all of you for being here wherever you are. And if you're watching, I'm looking at the chat as I'm talking. I don't see where are you coming from, what time it is. So uh, yeah, if you hear me well, if everything is good, just let me know where are you watching from. And with that being said, oh wow, I just realized that I kind of made my stream perfect here, like in the presentation, because I said earlier I didn't make my coffee. So this is a perfect opportunity to understand more what we're learning, what we're talking about. I will play this video or parts of it, and we will keep going. So I'll quickly make my coffee and watch. Hey, Omar from the Academy. Hello, Habibi. Omar. How's your training going, Omar? Are you enjoying the lessons? Wait, I need to play. I need to ensure that you guys are able to hear the sound. It's a pleasure to have you on the stream, Omar. And you too, Fatih. Sam, I hope you didn't sleep because of the music I put earlier, just in case. I am great. I have been working on some really interesting things I can share with you later, but in a nutshell, I have I'm learning so much about Blueprint and Unreal. I'm going so much about user interfaces. I'm building like in the next streams, you're going to see instead of Canva, you're going to see Unreal Engine. That's what I'm going to say, or UEFN. That's the I forgot the word for this in English. That's the hint. Yes. Xavier, good morning. Omar, yes, it's been great learning from those videos. My model is heavy, but I'm managing. Actually, it's good you mentioned this because in one of the questions in the last streams, I got a question about, sorry, optimization. And there will be some topics covering optimization in the future. And I shared a really good video on the topic in the last stream. It talks about nanite, virtual textures, and whatnot. And there is another video that I found. It's about also these videos, by the way, are really good from the Unreal Fest. So every year, Unreal Fest 2022, 2023, 2024, wherever they go, try to follow these events because the best lessons you can find online are those in these events. They're really, really, really good. And this one here is called maximizing your game performance in Unreal Engine. He talks about like really essential things, like what you need to know, what he knows, profiling GPUs, and all the different things that goes into optimizations. So I'm going to put the link here for you, Omar, and I'm also going to put it in the homework for all the students, because it seems that you guys love these videos when I put them as homeworks. Have you seen the homework videos, by the way? Because I got comment, not from you, from other student, that he really enjoys these videos. So I'm also curious by all of you. Now, here is the chat. So paste. The music was very relaxing. Yes, I turned it off just for you, just in case. I don't want you to sleep, buddy. I don't want you to sleep. I'm curious, what time is it for you here, Sam? My pleasure, Omar. Okay. I'm going to play this video, but before we do, I'm going to make sure that it will actually play in the stream. I'll put the sound to 70%, and Guys, if you give me 1 minute or 2 minutes before I talk anything, I'm just going to play to this part. Ah, actually, look. Oh, that's interesting about YouTube. So let's play this part, I think. And yeah, I will come back. I just need to make quick coffee. Hey, it's your boy Yahiya. Yeah, assets to be going to learn. Actually, we need to know the context. Let's play it. Sorry. Hey, it's your boy Yahiya from VR Division. Today we're going to learn how to make a video material that we can play inside of our Unreal Engine 5 projects. This video material we can use to play on monitors, on TV, on our user interface, anywhere. To get started, we need to press Ctrl Space. We need to go to the content folder, right click, create a new folder and name this folder movies. Right click this folder, show in Explorer, and here we need to paste our MP4 files. So I have 2 files now. Alright, so let's open movies. Here we don't see anything yet. That's because we need to create our own assets, our media assets to be specific. We need to define our file media source, then create a media player, and media player will allow us to create a media texture. So I'm gonna start with the file media source. I'm gonna click enter. I can remove new from here. So I'm gonna press F2. I'm gonna open this media source and I'm going to select the video asset. And I have an asset here from a website called Pixels, and in this website you can find videos. They are free to use. You can type anything and find videos. So I imported that. So I'm going to create a media player now. I'm gonna right click, go to media and select media player. And here it will ask me if we want to create a media texture asset as a video output. So let's click yes, thank you Unreal, click OK. Let's get rid of the new. So I'm gonna delete this. It will also create a media texture for us. So I'm gonna select all of these guys, press shift and then select the 3 of them, press Ctrl S to save them. And now if we open our media player, here we will see the TV asset we chose earlier. And if we try to play it, it will not play. You will hear only sound. That's because in Unreal Engine 5 we need to enable Electra Media Player. Electra Media Player is a media player plugin for Unreal Engine. It's designed for both live streams and videos on demand. With this plugin you can stream live performances and medias into your Unreal project by providing the link to the source. In addition to streaming, it also supports MP4 progressive download and local playback of MP4 files. It works almost on all platforms. So the maximum playable video resolution and frame rate depends on the platform. Alright, so let's go to Edit, Plugins, then here search for Electra, and we will find Electra Player. If we enable this, it will enable these 3 guys for us. So let's click Restart. Hello, OBS. Shout out to Ratchmat, Koji, Marcelo, Anderson, and Zoe for subscribing, and to all of you. Subscribe! And now we're back, and if we type Electra again, that's it. All of these plugins are enabled now. So if we press Ctrl Space and go to our media player and double click here, it's going to play the video for us. So I'm going to click on the media texture and drag on our television, for example. And now it's in white because we need to play the video, the media player. So now if you double click, you will see it here. So now we have a material and we can increase the intensity of that material. So now if we play the video, it looks okay, but we can add some emissiveness to this. I'm gonna press Ctrl Space, find the material here, and I can give it a name. So M_TV. I'm gonna press M to add multiply node, S to add scalar parameter node, and call this intensity. And put this as a default value on 0.5, connect this here and connect this in the emissive color, and I will switch. I click somewhere empty or the result node and switch from default LED to unlit, so we use only the emissive color. I'm gonna save. Now this is very emissive. If you want to change the emissiveness, right click, create a material instance, MITV, and then since we created scalar parameter and we called it intensity, we can change the emissiveness of our TV material. So I'm gonna put it, for example, on 0.2. Click save and open this. Looking good. Well, still bright, but still looking good. Now I want to add another asset to my media player. How do I do that? I will right click and go to media again, create a new file media source, call this tutorial. Believe it or not, this is the second tutorial inside the tutorial. So I'm gonna select the file path and I will click on hide and unhide, click save, and let's play that tutorial. If you found this tutorial useful, leave a like, subscribe. If you found the next tutorial useful, why not share this video? Let's open the media player and open the tutorial. Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to set some very important shortcuts, and these shortcuts are about hiding and unhiding objects. If you are used to
forgot about
in
this.
any 3D tool like 3D Max, Blender, Maya, whatever, you are used to isolate objects, and usually in Unreal by default, if you right click, we go to visibility, we have show only selected, and you can isolate this to work on it or any other actors. And if you press Ctrl H, you will unisolate everything. Now to set a shortcut for isolating stuff, so show only selected, I'm gonna set to H. So to do that, I'm gonna go to Edit, Editor Preferences, and then search here for show only selected, and I'm going to set this to H. It will override the previous shortcut. That's okay, because honestly this is my personal preference. I love pressing H to isolate stuff. Now the other shortcut that we just overrated,
I think guys, you know this part. If you have any questions on the shortcuts, let me know. But that's today's topic. It's about Electra plugin. And one of the, actually there is a question, that's why I said Electra. So I'm taking screenshots from all the questions you guys have. Let's go now to the first question. One here is why we need the Electra player. Nothing changed any difference between normal media player. That's true, but Electra player is a plugin. The media player will not even work. Your videos or sequences will not even work if you do not enable Electra player. So that's the first question. How does it render along with the video on the TV screen? I'm gonna now do a quick sequencer test to show you the problem you're going to run into depending on your frame rates, and I'm going to see if I remember how to solve it. The goal of these is also to make mistakes, show you how I debug, and yeah, no streams has to be perfect. We can always do Inception, Xavier. You've seen this part, yeah? The tutorial in the tutorial. I think that's what I'm gonna develop next in Unreal Engine more. I'm going to double down on it to play more tutorials inside the editor. In fact, I'm building this environment. If I can show you like little bit why I chose this topic today and why it's useful to play videos in Unreal Engine. It's not only for architectural projects. Imagine if you're building an educational app, okay? In our case, this is what I'm doing for, started doing for our blueprint course. You guys have seen this in the past, in past streams, and you've seen it also from the content examples and whatnot. So the same rooms, but with videos. So video 1, video 2, video 3. I think that's funny. I don't know. I want to try it. So let's go to here. How does it render? So going back to the first question, how does it render along with the video on the TV screen? Now, let's open Unreal Engine and open our project, maybe this one where we have the video, or let's open just a simple playground actually, which is what I have here. And let's make a duplicate. This is I call it like the lab, this here, where I test things. Yesterday I was testing automatic animations where many pieces will like animate. But yeah, let's put this somewhere for now. And let's put it in its own folder. And let's say animated TV. So let's quickly redo what we did, but I want to put it in a nicer view. I don't like this place. Sorry, I'm kind of picky. I'm choosing my workshop space. So we don't have a TV. We can make one. And we can go to the modeling tools. We can go to box. Usually, like a very fast trick I do, like we say we have our HD videos at 1920 1080, yes?
Yes. So I just simply input these numbers, put some sort of thickness, and usually I just take away 0 if I don't want to scale them down a lot. Oops, I clicked Ctrl Z by mistake. Let's make it 5. And this will be like our surface. And let's simply, I don't know, let's take a screenshot or let's go to that website where we found, I'm sure I have something. So let's say, this is a nice screenshot. Look how many cameras. Let's make it full screen. And let's take the screenshot as it is. Let's open. I have something called Power Tools, Microsoft Power Tools, and it has like stuff like resize images and whatnot. It can work on any Windows, I think. So we said the height. So let's see the properties, detail. Oops, I messed up the image. If I want to render exactly, let's render exactly. No, I don't want to render. I want to simply open Affinity Photo. I'm testing their trial. They have 6-month trial just in case, guys. If you switch from Adobe for any reason, you know the reasons. Affinity have been purchased by Canva, and they gave 6-month trial when Adobe made their bad moves. Like really, how do you afford like you know what? I don't want to talk about it, but you know what they did. Hey, if you don't agree to this, well, first you need to agree for us to take everything you made, and then you can to train wherever. Not to train, but going back to topic. What we want to do is to take our image, put it here, and put it in the exact dimensions we want. And we don't want the character or to close the project. Yeah, there we go. No need to click any modifiers. V to move, and that's why I want to put it here. Let's save it somewhere. Actually, I prefer always the best place to save. I'm working here, and this is my objects, and this is my project. Right click to find your project very fast. You can right click any object or any folder, and you can find Show in Explorer. And then you can save whatever you want to save next to your project. So in this case, I want to say live streams edu. Just a temporary name, but I try to be as organized as much as possible. So let's save here. And the reason I made a photo is just to, I think, now thinking about it, there was no reason to make a photo because we need to download a video or just simply export one. So let's do it. But let's also import the photo, so I don't feel I wasted your time or my time to see how it looks. And we learned a couple of, oh, this is not, a couple of tricks along the way. So I'm going to find save as, and nope, then we want to export. Control Shift Alt S, all these, okay. JPEG, that's okay. Same location. And we will render from here in a moment. I have a folder called temp assets, so textures. Let's keep it a little organized. And one for full HD images. The reason I'm doing all these, just to tell you a little more, I also use Unreal Engine for motion design. And because it's an engine, you can do anything you want, right? Oops. What happened? Yeah. No, my folder went away. It's okay. So let's put our file here. So it's a good for a placeholder for me. That's why I did the image. And now when you assign the image quickly like this, sometimes when you create your box, because you forget which number is which, if you don't want to focus or you're just doing real quick, it's okay. Because in Unreal Engine, we have tools for the mapping. And you can click on UVs, you can click on project UVs, and you can rotate if you want, you can move things around, scale things around, and you can also set what UV channel. If you have multiple UV channels, you can do that. If any one of you guys want to know, we can talk about it a little more. And we set the dimensions. So you can reset the dimensions if you want. And there is also auto fit. Just the moment you rotate it to the angle that is correct, you can click on auto fit. So this is reset. So I rotate like this and auto fit. It will fix the UVs if you're making, if there is something wrong with the footage that's showing, or if you have some sort of special dimensions, like let's say you exported a video from After Effects or from any other motion graphics tool, DaVinci Resolve, and that video is like shown on some screens, let's say, you need to do your mapping. So you can do it in your DCC application, or you can do it directly here, or you can fix your UVs here just in case. And I believe, if not mistaken, this is the answer for some of the questions somewhere here, but if it is, I will mention back quickly, briefly, what happens here. Now, let's change this to noise TV for test. And example, let's find footage. Don't forget to leave a like if you are learning something new. Thanks. Let's rotate this. Let's put this here. And let's scale it if you want, big or small. So this will be like the placeholder. And the way I move a lot, I hold Alt, left click to orbit, and right click to zoom. I really use this a lot in Unreal Engine as a way like different from, because I rarely use any DCC application. I just all my time in Unreal. So, and especially in modeling or building worlds, I feel this is more natural way. I can do it in Blender, it's the same, but in Max it's kind of hard. So let's put this here. Let's put it here so we can read. And let's export some footage. And yeah, let's export that footage. Let's open one of the projects we did in the past. I want to try Easy Snow. Places, maps. Anyone tried Easy Snow, by the way, guys? By any chance? I got it because I love William and his videos, but I still didn't get the chance to use it. I imported that in this project because I thought we have like the big opening, maybe some snow coming. It will look so cool. So we will see. Let's give it a few moments to open. And let me take a sip from my coffee. Xavier, I think we should make a session together where we try all Williams plugins and create some environments. That would be cool. and even try Dash as well. Your comment on tutorial inception makes me laugh. It's funny. I want to save this as a keyword, tutorial inception. Easy Bug is still sitting in my cart. Sam, you should join us. We should choose a time. I think this will make it more difficult to coordinate between here, France, and US. 3 time zones. I'm excited about the idea of this. I'm gonna talk also to Behnam. All of us, let's go. Project, can you open? While the project is opening, I have all 3 plugins, Easy Fog, Easy Texture or something, and Easy Snow. And I never tried any, just like my Steam library. Okay, while we wait, I'm gonna put some music. But wait, it's too loud or something? I hope not. Okay, here we are. So no need for music, sorry. I thought like because it might put people to sleep. Give a few seconds to load. You can stay up for the stream. Hell yeah, man. We're gonna coordinate it then. It's not really good idea to have so many Unreal projects open. When you have this, you can switch to Unlet. It will just make rendering things easier while the engine is still like compiling some shaders and whatnot. And let me tell you something funny about decals. This is the project, and this is how many decals it has. This is with, and if my shortcuts is still on, nope, it's not on. Something happened to my shortcut. Yeah, they are definitely not performance friendly. This is just for cinematic purposes. So I have some of these. So let's say, which shot do we want to play? And let's dock this and let's render or see from this mode. Now that's too short. Let's locate it and let's open this shot. Yeah, this shot is cool, I guess. And Lumen, stop doing this. I want to make stream just about baked lighting because I've been getting this in 5.4 only. Not 5.3, not 5.2, not 5.1, just 5.4. This weird lighting artifact. So I hope it won't happen in the render, but let's see. So we want to render this. We can click on this icon. By clicking on this icon, we will open the movie render queue. And if you have settings or not, click here. And where did the settings go in this project? That's weird, but that's okay. Let's keep it extremely simple. So not in the project config. I want to save this sequence here. And let's say sanctuary, if I didn't make a mistake. Test. It's always the default name. Let's render at 60 because there are things to discuss in a moment. Once we also make this an MP4, we're gonna try, well, spoiler alert. Today we will learn like the MP4 and the frames. MP4 videos are cool,
but they're only for runtime. When it comes to rendering, you want to import an image sequence. So let's open the settings real quick. JPEG, cool. Deferred rendering, cool. Anything I want to change? Nope, we want very fast render. So let's just render. Yep, these are so many decals indeed. I regret spending this time instead of learning procedural decals or something. But I think الحاجة أم الاختراع, like, you won't invent something until you really need it. Just like we did on our project 2 years ago. We made plugins and stuff. Yeah, I'm definitely not placing. I don't remember placing any decals after this project. I want to take this quick opportunity to say that if you head to VR Division Academy and just for the next 2 days, like today, tomorrow, and half of after tomorrow, we have 40% discount on our current course. This is the only discount, like there will be this much because I'm filling the third class. So if you want to join us, instead of 300, 500, 13, 500, 120, 200, 540, I talked too much about this class, but it's for anyone to understand the potential of real-time technology, what real-time technology does, and we are starting from architecture and things like Archviz Explorer and architectural visualization, but that's not what we I forgot. We will also talk about other industries, specifically the aerospace industry. That's what I have been busy with projects for the past 2 weeks with digital twins. So we are also transferring this knowledge to some of the sessions just to demonstrate that Unreal Engine is not only for architecture. I'm marketing this as an architecture because that's most of us what are, but for the past 2 years, not architecture, to be honest, guys. Digital twins in the aerospace, on airplanes, and my favorite aircraft now that I'm considering with my team is the Airbus A350. It's on the roadmap, it's under consideration, and it will be under the lab. That's much more focused on digital twins and exporting your Unreal Engine projects everywhere. And they say it in their main homepage in Unreal Engine, one asset and all platforms, if you read the potential of Unreal and where you can go from it. So I'm not sure where exactly I saw it. This is the new updated website. It's been here a couple of months ago. It's really cool. So that's what we're gonna discuss. Because Blueprint is extremely deep, and once you understand Blueprint, you will understand everything about the engine and what you can do with it, from data automation to rendering automation, anything you can think of. Blueprint is extremely powerful. It's not only to make projects, but also is to make tools for your editor, like I did with my C++ button, and there are, well, that's C++ example, but there is a billion, the user widgets, to rename objects, to modify objects, and so on. Now, we finished rendering. Let's go back to our topic. But before we go back, actually, let me read the chat, and let me put the link for you guys of the Academy real quick. Iksav, Ray, hello? That's so many decals. Decabilis. Nice one, Iksav. Ray, hello, hello. Sometimes I feel a human touch also need for decals and foliage. What do you think? Absolutely, Ray. I did this project before the introduction of PCG. If I learned something like PCG, I'd definitely consider it, but
with procedural generation, we still need, oh, what's happening really? Wow. I think maybe I have too many projects. Look, it's like duplicating the view. A human touch is what makes a project unique, in my opinion. And the devil is in the details. So an artist with eye for the world will definitely add so much to procedural built environments or any environment they build. I don't think we will ever like be able without the human touch. I completely agree, right? Shah Krahan Mupa. Good afternoon to you. I have i5 850 generation in 6 core. To be honest, I'm not very hardware amazing person, but I know like when I see the GTX, RTX, I'm kidding. So you have 8 gigs of VRAM. That's extremely important, and 16 gigs of RAM, and you have your i5 processor. Can I run Unreal on moderate level? The best answer to any computer you have, look at the games that you play on your computer and imagine your projects will be as performant if you know how, like once you learn optimization and whatnot, as these games. Like that's obviously very misleading, but the answer here, if your PC runs games, then yes, it will run the engine. Now, how good it will run the engine, this depends on how large or small your projects are, especially if you're a beginner in Unreal Engine, and how much you learn about optimization. Earlier in the stream today, and if you go up in the chat, I shared this link here that leads to this links here that's called maximizing your game performance, your project performance then in Unreal Engine. This is really, really good talk. And there is also this one from this year, 8 days ago, another really good talk on virtual textures and nanite and whatnot, do and don'ts. So download the project and start really simple. And if Lumen does not work on your setup, software ray tracing will work for sure, but hardware ray tracing will not work because you need an RTX card, for example, or ray tracing supported card. So I'm saying, if dynamic lighting, like one of the most beautiful things about Unreal, is not working on your rig now on your computer, that's fine because you can learn light baking, for example, or you can keep your environments very slow. When I first started with Unreal Engine, I didn't have even like a GTX card. I had like extremely bad rigs. That's 10 years ago. And I slowly, with my experience, my project scale also started to scale. And one of the benefits I had for many years, where I had a 1080 Ti GTX, which is very powerful card, that it taught me more about optimization because I need my project to run on this card. That card is what my client has, and they don't have RTX. They don't want RTX, for example. And I was lucky to have that card, for example. And that's how I looked at it. So if you learn Unreal Engine with the rig, focus. If it doesn't support lighting, forget lighting for now and just learn blueprint and basic functions and making like useful tools if you want to work like as a technical artist to help other artists, or make as I said, like just learn blueprint if your PC does not support big projects or even small ones. That's my advice. And the best way to know always is to try. So I cannot tell you how good or bad it is because it's your rig, your computer. I hope it won't take too long to download or render, but if you ask me, it's definitely worth it to give it a shot and be patient with the engine, even if it's like tough on you. Especially with Murphy's law, when things crash, if something can go wrong, it will go wrong. So just get started, and as you progress, as you make good work and show it, you will get better rigs, better computers, and there is now we are getting there, the age of like virtual computing, where you can rent a computer online for specific amount and practice on that computer. And there is a program from Epic Games that I want to reach out to them soon, like to ask about its update, where they give academic and training partners virtual computers for their students. So something we're planning for our academy in the near future is to give all our students during practice sessions or live sessions. I don't really know the details, how many hours we are allowed, but you can access it through like Parsac, not Parsac, something very similar, and have a computer where you can practice, everything is set up and all that stuff. So it's a step-by-step process. We are slowly focusing on building the academy and our students and our teachers. And I hope that this will allow our students to work, but to also let you know that there are these options online when you have big project, but you don't have enough budget to buy a computer. I used to take many years ago for me, I used to take part of that budget and rent a computer to finalize the renderings, for example, the light bake. I work on my computer on the 1080 Ti on massive building with thousands of components. It's impossible to bake on my PC. And even there are projects impossible that you do now to build on this PC, which have 128 gigs of VRAM, RAM, 4090, like this is a beast of a computer. And just 6 months ago, we rented from AWS some computers to render, to bake light on a VR project. So yes, once you learn and you meet the community, see other artists, what they're doing, what you can do with them, you can upgrade as you go. And the option to rent things virtually, it's there. It's improving. It's a little expensive, but hopefully it gets cheaper with time. You are running i5 Ray 9040 with 16 gigs of VRAM. Ah, nice, Ray. Thank you for sharing your rig with us and the experience. So it's good to know it's running on your rig. So you got it, Shakran. Shakrahan. I hope I didn't slay your name. This is what I love about the community, when you guys interact with each other and give answers and help in taking shortcuts for each other. So thank you so much. Since I don't have any projects, I cannot run Unreal Engine i5 16. Damn. Then what about Godot, Kurban? If you really want to get into game development, learning any engine or Blender, like there is other places you can start other than Unreal. Good night, Sam. Okay, let's move back to the question. And the question was, I'm trying to record, but it's not working. Okay, to anyone who's new here, we have this series where we take questions from the comments and talk about them. So we were talking about a tutorial on, it's here on YouTube, how to make a video material and how does it render. So let's see how does it render. We just need to download any MP4 file online because we need to compare rendering MP4 file to a normal image sequence. So let's set this in the project location. To open the project location, I need to find it and right-click Show in Explorer. Let's save them first. EDU live streams assets. Let's add this to my favorite folders for now. And let's save it here. So as we mentioned in the tutorial, when we want to import movies or image or anything, we need to put it in a folder called movies if you want to play videos inside Unreal Engine. So let's right-click, make a new folder, then right-click that folder and show in Explorer, and here you can paste your video. And let's say forest drone view. And let's go here. Let's right click to create a sequence. But before I do that, you can watch the whole tutorial if you want to learn. Let me check if it's here or not. Yeah, let's right click. We can find the media under texture, media texture, render target. We need first to add a file. If you click and drag, will it create an asset? It would. So file media source. This is what we want. If you import an image sequence, it will look like this, image media source. And if you right click or view the images, show in Explorer, here you can see that I have an image sequence that I can also play later. So this is a material we made earlier, and I'm going to MM for always master material. It's playing video, and video in this case is called media texture. We need to fix the prefix. So the rule of thumb, media texture, then empty media texture underscore. Media player, we will put media player, MP. And for this file, image media source, for now, IMS, and here I will call this subs or subtitles. As you make progress, just making this will be a good practice. FMS, file media source. Okay. Can right click or click on that file to generate a thumbnail. So now we have a better view of what this is exactly. We can see the file path is the MP4 file. And now we need to play it. One of the questions, I think I just didn't order the questions in the right way, is about playing in the sequencer. So we need to put this in the sequencer in all cases. So let's create a sequencer. Cinematics, level sequence. Let's say we have a forest CV player. And let's click here to create a camera. And let's just make some space. Is this flying? Because that's not okay. Yeah, let's find a nice view. And let's set a first frame. Now you can set the whole transform and delete this later. Usually I try to keep things clean as much as possible. Or you can simply click on where you want and move the camera where you want, set another frame. And I have create key when something changes, so it will automatically create a keyframe for me. And let's say this is our video here so far. Oops, did I do something wrong? No, we're good. So this is even a nice view we can still see from. And media texture. Let's bring this back here again. I'm trying to remember if I forgot anything because I don't want to see the tutorial again. or if this file would work or not. So play on open, shuffle, but what's up with these? Where is the... Yeah, there we go. Mr. Media Player, there we go. I was looking for this guy. We need a media player. And the media player, where it's located. It's under texture as well. I didn't see it. Media texture. No. Media player. Ah, under media, I didn't see it. So if you right click, go to media. Here, you can image media source. If you have an image sequence, and media player to play the media assets we import, and so on. So usually I just simply sometimes try to click and drag the file itself and see what happens. And see if this also affects the... Oops. Oh, wait. Did I learn something? Did any happy... Ah, wow. That's a happy accident. I was pressing shift, kept pressing shift by mistake and clicked. So this apparently moves these two together. So that's nice. It's always about press a modifier key when something. Now, I don't like to move these manually. I like to use the cinematic mode for this. So I can simply set, let's say, 240. Let's keep it at 150 because we don't want a lot, to be honest. I don't know why I extended it. Still, this puts it here. The question, if this will play or not. And the other one is what assets or... So we have the level sequence, the media texture. If we click and drag, does anything? Nope. We need to trigger it. So let's render as it is. We can create a blueprint to play the media texture at the start of the game, up like level blueprint or just a simple blueprint, but I'm not gonna do that just now. I would just simply want to see what happens if we simply render as we have here. So is it gonna save it? We need to change the location to something better than here. And let's say, let's just export it. It's okay. Hello, hello, Freezy. I'm doing great, thank you. How about you? Did my answer on the last video help you? Did you find what you're looking for? I guess yes, because I saw your comment, and I'm glad to see you, actually. So you made it to the live stream. It's a pleasure to have you. It looks like nothing is changing. It's just one frame. And it's kind of interesting this is happening. You'd expect for a video to move, but to be honest, MP4 files are tricky. And if you have multiple MP4 files, be extremely cautious. They are the worst in terms of performance. We had a project a couple of years ago, maybe you've seen it from our Expector challenge. We had in the gallery many screens, and all these screens, some of them at the start were like MP4 files, and yeah, back then we didn't know, so we turned everything into image sequences, and things just worked. So you can always right-click all your assets, anything, and see what options they offer. And surprisingly, these options are extremely useful. As we've seen in the last tutorial, Frizzy, it's all in here. You can do magic. And I'm curious what we have here. We have selection, so the range of the asset we have. Media source, proxy binding, is active, is locked, color tint. So things seem to be natural. Media source property index. So I don't think, well, it could be what index the file is active. So nothing here. Let's set it back to 0. Start frame offset, if you want to offset the start. Media texture, haha, media texture. Let's select our media texture, and this should definitely help. Media sound component, if we have any sound components. I think sound can be something for future, as I'm learning more about that. And now, yips, the video is playing. It's not the best play because it's a video, and maybe it's not the best example I chose. And now if you try to render it, let's see how it goes. Now, instead of rendering directly here, I will select all these, and let's say TV renderings. I'll make folder called 01. This here, where we have no media texture. So you can save this, archive it, and if you're making a video or a lesson or just like me live stream, if by any scenario, any of you guys now or in future is teaching, it's a good idea to save your research tests in a way that's accessible later. So definitely here, not a good place. I should change it, but I'll do that after the stream. And keep, yeah. So let's make one here. Media texture applied. Keep it really simple. And I prefer underscore actually, so let's do that. Sorry, I want my OCD cannot help me. And it also cannot help me here. So where we said edu live stream assets. Let's save them here. And let's save there. Now I need to change the location, so let's simply copy the directory. And that's it. Keep things simple for now. I can batch rename the assets themselves. And yeah, just normal render, very fast. So let me, while it's render, let me take a quick look at the questions we have on the chat. Oh, it finishes. Wow, that was fast. So guys, give me just a couple of minutes to wrap up this part, and then I'm gonna read the chat to answer any questions. So now we have our footage, and we can take a look. And it looks good. There is some motion blurring and whatnot, so in this case, we need to up our settings. And notice something is off, like the start here as I'm playing through, it seems like it's not moving, and then it starts to move. This is interesting. So something to notice here is, does it start Also here, what's up here? Ah, from here it's actually doesn't start, so it starts slowly to move. Okay, just to double check, like make sure, let's make sure it's starting from 0 and keeps moving like though, like so. And again, this is the worst image I can choose, because if I chose something like has some motion graphics, it might look cooler. Let me see if I can find something nicer. Mm, let's keep it exactly as it is, because they are the examples. And let's render. It's moving from the start, as we can see. And here is our image. And that's basically how you render an MP4 file. Now, sometimes, so let's see, we are not really sure about the playback rate. Like if this is 24 frames per second or 60 frames per second, 60, what is it exactly? I think I should have checked before I import it, but I guess that's what most of us do if we're just in the learning phase or happy to make mistakes. So yeah, let's see. The file we had earlier, the best way to locate it always is to press Ctrl space, select that file, show in Explorer, the MP4. You should just put it here next to it. You should actually include, you must include the MP4 files and whatnot within the project if you are planning on exporting that. We will talk more on packaging in future. So if we click on properties of this video, we can see it's 4K actually, but the same aspect ratio we have, and it's 30 frames per second. So what happens if we try to look at here? So it's supposedly rendering at 150 on 30 frames per second. So let's double check how many frames we have. We have 150. So it's the same, exact same as FPS, which is a happy accident, happy coincidence. There were scenarios where the video plays so much faster. Like it looks totally normal here. It looks totally normal in play mode, but when you export it, it looks like so much 10 times X the speed. Something wrong, especially if our renderings take longer. Let's actually try that. Let's go back to render and let's set one of the final test. Like this is my quality for a final test. Let's see, what do I have here? Oops, I opened the wrong folder. I need to make a third folder now. And let's go and make that third folder. It's basically higher settings. I think I only have anti-aliasing or something. Higher settings. Okay. So what do we have? I have EXR. I don't want that for now. JPEG, yes. Deferred rendering, yes. I don't want these. Let's go with like I usually go. Don't want to go really high. Actually, wait. 4x4 and console variables 200% is good. And here I'm saving under my cinematic drive. I will save under my this file. So Ctrl C, Ctrl Pasta, the name, click accept, and let's render. I will quickly bring water and come back. Give me a moment, guys, and we will read the chat. I've decided I put some music because I need to be back. So okay. I'll also put a timer, guys, just so to expect my return. Hopefully less than 5. Also, I've just noticed that I've enabled the chat here in the last stream, and today I should improve this. That's for sure. Any ideas here? And give me 5. Hello, I'm back. No need for this, for now at least. Let's pause the music. And let's take a look at the chat while this is rendering. So I wanted to increase the quality to see if anything is wrong to happen, but it looks like it's gonna render just fine. Maybe it was a bug in the previous versions and now it's fixed, but we will see. And what we're gonna talk about next is still important for more specific setting the exact frames and playback ratio. All right. Tahir Soyaslan. Tahir Soyaslan. Hello, your channel is really awesome. Thank you so much, Tahir. I appreciate it, man. The screen is kind of away from me, so I'm doing my best to read, and I'm not sure if this is healthy for my eyes. I should bring it closer. Let me try. Oh, shit. Good job. I turned off my screen. Oh, it worked now. Good job. Breezy. Yes, exactly what I wanted to learn. I'm good, brother. Happy to be here, brother. I'm very glad, Breezy. I'm very glad. That's the exact goal. So, mission accomplished. Answer that question. Hani OG, Hanis. Would you recommend using rendering engines for daily use instead of UE and let UE for special projects? No. To be honest, Hani, if you build your library with Unreal, with your materials and like the main furniture assets and whatnot, your projects will be finished on much faster rate than it takes for your first or second project or generally. And rendering engines will not take you anywhere. What I recommend is if you don't have a special project in Unreal Engine yet, is that you start making one, a case study with that project, and that will involve, like, let's say, beautiful project architecturally, if that's your main field of study, or if you're thinking about creating, let's say, a product configurator or an automotive configurator or anything that you're interested in. If you already use rendering engines on daily basis, and that's where your most clients are. So create a new case study that you think is good, not very hard to produce, and also nice to market. And you can get people who are interested in projects around your case study. And it'll make it easier for you to work on special projects, and for people who are looking for people who have done special projects to find you. And that's how you transition slowly from normal rendering engines to Unreal Engine to be your main tool every day. Because if you use Unreal Engine, and how I can put it, you want to maximize how much time you use in Unreal Engine or you put in Unreal, and slowly transition from your current tools, whatever you use now, like production tools or whatever. Like, just be like, learn them more. Don't forget or abandon, because they still have their own special projects as well. Like, even rendering engines, they have their special projects and unique studies, especially if that's what you're passionate about. But there is no but. Is just make your projects in what you enjoy, and that's really important there. So from there you get clients, and it depends on what you want. So yeah, I hope this little helps, Hani. Tahir, I had a short question about lighting. When using Lumen, we cannot put more than 4 stationary lights which are intersected. This is a problem with multi-room, big house, archways project. Is there a workaround for that? Okay. Tahir, there are two things here. And when you are about lighting, when using Lumen, okay. So when you are actually using Lumen, none of your lights is stationary. So when you're using Lumen, all your lights by default, even if they are set to static, these lights will be movable. Okay? So static, stationary, movable. If you want to learn more about this, and I will cover this more in the next streams, I have a stream where I talk specifically about baked lighting. While we're using the other global illumination system, the older one, with light mask to bake the light, we use static and stationary and very cautiously movable to light our projects. And from the engine limitations itself, stationary lights, as you said, 4 lights that are intersecting together are the limit. And stationary lights, in a way, behave are like, with their at least shadow casting, they are like the happy medium between static lights, complete static lights that do not interact with movable objects in any way, like light them, and movable lights that are completely movable, as we see in Lumen. So notice, even if I've set this to static, it just works. It does everything. But this will change once we switch to baked lighting. So in baked lighting, you want all your lights, as long as they are, like, as you said, big multi-room house, to be static. And where your characters are moving or where areas are important to light in more beautiful way, you want to switch to stationary and movable lights, but with caution. And that will guarantee extremely high good performance, but also it's static, like day-night cycle, more dynamic lights, that's not possible. With Lumen, you need, like the workaround in general is to count. You need to be very careful with your lights, how many lights you have, because the more lights you have, the worse it is for your scene. And that's why in part 1 and 2, I talk a little bit about the source radius, the attenuation radius, how much this light is affecting from my world, and so on. So if your project doesn't have dynamic lighting, you can still like bake multiple levels, but that's much more complicated. Then you can use static lighting, because that's especially important if you're looking for the best performance. Now, no, your project is fully dynamic. Try to count as much as possible on the sunlight in lighting your projects and optimizing your lights in a way where you are they're smaller. There are other options that more advanced we can discuss in future, where they like not even don't even work when they are we are from certain distance, and so on. So I hope this helps a little. You can learn more about baked lighting if you have no idea what is baked lighting. We have on our channel on YouTube, in the playlists, some playlists about lighting, baked lighting, and whatnot. And generally, we try to organize all things here. So if I'm not mistaken, Unreal Engine Lighting Academy, here there are 2 good videos, and there is also UE4 lighting for beginners. These 2 are on Unreal Engine 4, but they also have everything you want. Well, except for the GPU even Lushuang GPU light mask is still being ported by the community, actually. That's regarding baked lighting. There are 3 methods on baked lighting. There is the CPU light mask, which is the normal method, GPU light mask from Epic Games, and Lushuang GPU light mask that is also from the guy who well, it's based on his name, Lushuang. He's the guy who made the GPU light mask officially on Unreal with Epic, but the community is still porting his plugin always to the latest versions of Unreal, because it works in an interesting way. I don't really know, but it's been a while. All our projects are dynamic or baked with the normal GPU light mask. I hope this helps with the answer to your question, Tahir, on lighting. So, Xavier, you can extract JPEG from video with simple app shutter encoder and call it Unreal. Yep, that's a good one. Shutter encoder. I will Google it real quick, because I use DaVinci Resolve to sequence my tracks. I am noob, right? Yes, it will be more optimized. Actually, Xavier, I was just about to talk about optimization and image sequence, because here I already have an image sequence file. And we rendered one at the start of the stream that we want also to use. So where can we find that one? Did we close the project? Yes, I did. Good job. So let's see. Legacy is ultra limited. Wait a second. So let's image media shutter encoder. Let's just quickly look at this. Look this up. Is this freeware or is it like oh, it's PureRef, like similar. Portable and an installer. Very cool. But I'm going to try this off stream, and I'm going to find an image sequence or just do it with Resolve See if it's going to work or not. Yeah, we saved it here. So let's try importing that image sequence. Let's go to media, image media source. Let's call it the sanctuary, and the sequence path. I think this path, similar to MP4 files, should be also placed within the project, but I'm gonna test it from here to see how things are going. So the selected image tag, yeah, see here, the selected image sequence will not get packaged because its path points in directory outside of the project content movies. So anything we need to import, like any image sequence or MP4 file as a movie, it should be exactly in the movies. So we can ignore this because it's for the tutorial. That's completely fine. And we can just simply put it somewhere. If you want to switch what we have here, because we've already imported the media, let's see if we can do that. So the media source, we have multiple media sources. We have this one. So this is a video test. And we can choose another, oops, yeah, this one. Yeah, this one is we have something wrong with the exposure. So let's click on the post-process volume, or we can close the ceiling if you like. But yeah, let's just make it. And now we can play the whole sequence. So when we have an image sequence like this, we can open it from here. And I'm looking for any other details we need to be aware of. I don't think this would affect anything. This is a video material. And I believe the material itself, the emissiveness is what's really washing out the colors. So this is really not the best way to use emissive. It's just like an effect. So lower it a lot. And now we are way much better. What I was also looking for is the frame rate. So the frame rate, where were you? So in under advanced for pre-roll and post-roll is for these here. I kind of forgot exactly why we used it. It was about like loading something in the project before it starts, but that's possible. Like it starts earlier, it won't save anything from them, and then it goes from zero. So this can solve some problems if there's camera switching or animation is not playing in the exact frame rate or frame location and that stuff. So I put this to the normal, like let's say 15. start frame offset. So how much I'm going to offset this. Media sound component, we said no. The media texture is the same. Under properties, we have a time code. Yeah, this is the same. Split section, that's cool. And here it looks like it's caching or something. No, it's playing this much. So if you want to render this, it's the exact same process. Nothing will be different. So there is no need to render it, and we can take a look at the chat and the other questions. So here we can see the video from the past was playing nicely. And the same for the other video that we have. So I hope this answers the questions on how does this look when we render it. So let me open the Canva. How does it look when we render it, and how even to render it? So this is a question that's kind of been answered. Can you make a video normal map? Sort of like what can be done with animated sprites, but a normal map with matches media palette of the video. So using this in really creative ways, normals, whatever, I think yes. Well, the short answer and the long answer is yes and yes. And so let's see the short one, the fast one. Imagine if you are using a motion graphic tool like the DaVinci Resolve or After Effects or any program that you can export an image sequence. The moment you are able to import an image sequence, not in the movies, this is kind of different method, different place, but there are ways to have like animated textures and animate textures inside of Unreal with some simple math and knowledge with the material editor, the blueprints, the sequencer to achieve this. I will definitely do an example of this and dive deeper in an upcoming stream or a video on this question, but the short answer is yes. The long one, if you guys are interested in special effects, so visual effects from Niagara to just general special effects in Unreal Engine, let me know on the stream now, and let me know in the comments on this stream if you're watching this in future. Very cool. How would I add this to the sequencer so that plays back in the video I am making? So here's also a question that we also answered. This is how we do it. You simply get your image media source or file media source or any file and dock it in the layout so you can see what's happening. So just click and drag. And once you do that, right click, properties, set the media source. This may not be selected, and without it, it will be frozen, what we see on screen. So let me double check. As you can see, it's kind of empty, it's frozen. But now, oh, we have it. So the media texture, see, it's frozen when you add it like a media texture. What we also need to do is to set the media texture. So the media source, media texture, I mixed words, but they're both the same. And yeah, so I hope this is also the answer to these three questions. Now, where did you get the environment? He's specifically talking about this environment from the video, like this environment actually. This is an environment I made for my course last year, and this course is now on our academy as well. And there is this apartment or this environment that I am remaking now with my team, and I will show you a building that we are doing if I found it, but let me just open the apartment. So in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say here, there is multiple projects that we're working on now for our academy to train Blueprint and to train Unreal Engine for different case studies, different scenarios, because I know you guys, my students, the community, we all use all different tools, and The whole reason of Unreal Engine is to bring all people together. If you use Revit and I use 3D Max, no problem. There is someone who uses Blender, no problem. There is someone who uses even another engine, but we need to export that engine here, the data from that engine. So when you learn Unreal Engine, we must learn all these tools, and well, not all these tools, but how to work, to collaborate with people who uses these tools. Therefore, our knowledge on data, file extensions, and all these things. So everything it takes to produce these projects, these environments, future breakdowns of Archviz Explorer, like, and all these videos. If you want to join, let's say, behind the scenes, because from my perspective, this is not a course, this is a training program and also behind the scenes. We have 3 different offers. One just focused on Blueprint, and it's the number like just focus on Blueprint, because if you already know how to create your environments, there is no need to learn how to do this from scratch. But for those who are complete beginners and you want to learn how to make these architectural projects and even bigger ones, because that's the on the roadmap, then there is also a second offer. You can, it's all 3 offers are 40%, and that offer covers the Unreal Engine foundations, the production process, and Blueprint. So it's the same as the first offer. And the third offer is also at 40%. It talks about Unreal Engine and everything, like Blueprint. They have the same timeline, but one is 4 months, one is 6 months, and one is all 2025, where we talk about digital twins and how to create them, IoT, connecting Internet of Things with Unreal Engine, and explore industries. So the 2 industries we're exploring is architecture, AEC, like engineering, construction, all these case studies in Unreal, and aerospace, because that's the type of projects that we have been working on for the past 2 years as a team. And yeah, for more information, just go to vrdivisionacademy.com. Let's read the chat and let's see the other question. But before we see the chat, I'm gonna answer this question here, where we can render 360 images using the image sequencer. So this was also the same comment here on this video. So let's open our level. Let's go here, our map, our Blueprint features for now. And it's not related for Blueprint in any way. It's related for what we, the options we have when we export. So first, let me check in the movie render queue. When we go to the settings, to what we export, yeah, there we go. We have panoramic rendering, okay? And I will disable this. I will keep things everywhere as default, and even this sequence, I will simply duplicate it, because panorama, pano, let's add this, and let's just make it 1 frame for now. So I'm gonna like set it to 2, and let me check the location. So let's say this is the location. I will set this to 12 or something, or let's just set it to 50 so we can just see what's happening with the math. I think it will be ignored because there is special actor. I'm not certain spin years. I didn't use it. I'm sure it's better now as a tool. I'm not really sure what updates we have it, but 2 years ago, we made our own plugin with a company we've been working on a project where we needed to render thousands of images from that are panoramic from Unreal. And the plugin here didn't work for us. And there is also another plugin on the marketplace that I purchased and also didn't work for us. We ended up making our own. However, it's still really good to try and to see if this works for your own case study. So here's the panorama. Okay, we're good here. Let's render this. And we said, let's simply change this, clear the configuration, and simply set panoramic rendering. And let me double check if there is anything we need to edit from or enable from the plugins. So panorama, movie render queue, additional render passes. This is what we need to enable. So when you look for render movie queue, if you don't have it, you need to enable this and this. If you've seen this panoramic capture, I think this is out of date. It's not working anymore, so don't bother. But if you want to try it and tell me, hey, maybe it's been up to date, but yeah. Here you can improve these numbers to get higher settings. Basically, that's it. And from the output, I believe we need to put our own panoramic settings, but let's go like, let's keep it low. Let's keep it low and just finish it fast and see what we have. So render the local image. And while it renders, let's start with the chat. And after that, guys, I need to wrap up the stream. So I hope you enjoyed today so far. So, Hani, my PC specs, 128 gigs of RAM, Ryzen, and 4090, this specific computer. Freezy, I believe he's using laptop. Oh no, I ditched my laptop like year and a half ago. So camera auto exposure method not supported by one more render passes, which is in this case, we know what it is. So where is the auto exposure? So let's go to panoramic or the post process. Is this doing something? And let's set this to something like make sense. I don't know, 50 really doesn't make sense. Any images here? Yeah, actually. So we get our normal image capture, that the zoom we have, but as I said, it doesn't matter actually because this is what we get. But I'm not sure how much this supports Lumen. It does support Lumen. We used it. Okay, I need to remember the settings exactly, but the short answer to that question is yes, we can render panoramic images directly from Unreal Engine. In a future lesson or video, I'm going to dive deeper into this. So let's see, did we get the same report? Yes, we got camera auto exposure method. So it definitely has to do with the auto exposure, not auto exposure, with the exposure method we have. I will dive deeper into this and see what we get from it. Give me a second to drink some water, guys. Honey, I don't know anything else except for Unreal Engine, so I was wondering, should I learn, for example, Corona? Ah, okay. No, don't bother with Corona or V-Ray. Learn 3D modeling, 3D production, and learn Unreal, and something like Twin Motion is very, very, very super easy to use. We can actually learn it in one session together in an upcoming stream. Perhaps we can schedule something and we can talk about Twin Motion. So I'm gonna go through the chat, guys, answer any final questions, and in upcoming lessons, upcoming live stream, there is actually so much. So I should make a page on the Academy with upcoming streams, because we know we have one on baked lighting. We know we have one on Archviz Explorer. I got so many questions on that. And honestly, I have massive backlog of questions and really good questions. So I'm super excited about this series in general. So the first few episodes will be like more of rehearsals, and we will improve with the time. And I don't know why, what prompts me to say this, but it actually prompts me to remember something very, very important, guys. And I really need your help here, is filling this forum. So if you watch these live streams and you want to help me make them better, prepare better for you, so we can spend 1 hour, 2 hours together with the most, it's beneficial. And in the chat, we can I don't know. So yeah, any feedback you have, any favorite channels you have, any favorite days you want, every day, Habibi. This is like some of you guys, I see you anytime I stream almost randomly and you're almost here. So I love you. You know who you are. But if you're not these people, if you're not everyday Habibi, choose your best days. And there will be also a couple of questions. I think like this takes 1-2 minutes from your time, but I'd really, really appreciate it. I use Revit and 3ds Max mostly. I am an architect. That's perfect, honey. You use the perfect combination of tools as well. Revit, 3ds Max. You should definitely learn Unreal Engine and Cesium in this case, because with Revit, I'm not sure where I've seen that tutorial before. I want to cover it actually. Revit, Cesium, Unreal Engine, or was it with Maya? Revit, Cesium. There was a really good article. It was not for Unreal, it was for Revit and Omniverse. So I'm trying to replicate this from Revit to Unreal Engine with Cesium to locate your projects like where they should be in the world. Cesium's tutorials are really good. So yeah, like I'm trying here to avoid so much manual work we usually do in Unreal Engine where we move the coordinates around and the project around. However, there are ways to place our projects exactly where they should be on Earth. And all that and more is on VR Division Academy, but I will definitely be touching more on these topics in the upcoming live streams. Freezy, sorry. Freezy Weezy, you are also an architect, you use Revit. Oh, nice. Nice. You use Lumion and Unreal Engine for production. Beautiful discussions, guys. I think for future sessions, I'm also like really rehearsing this. By the way, anyone who feel this forum, I will invite you to special place on our academy, free of charge, nothing there, but also you can see me there. So it's our private place, you know. You can join me, we can have discussions, and it's a community that I'm growing slowly. This is an addition to Discord. We need also to revive Discord. So this is an announcement to anyone watching online. If you feel like helping in modding our Discord community, just hit me up on Discord. And yes, guys, I will see you tomorrow. I will see you many times this week, actually. The team from VR Division will see you in Arabic. So anyone who speaks Arabic, Habibi, we have special Arabic sessions also starting this week on the Arabic Academy channel. And yeah, just more to come. I'm really excited about the Academy and what we're doing and the work we're doing for Cesium, for Epic Games, and for the community together with you guys. So thank you so much, Omar, for being here from the start. I really appreciate you, man. Xavier, I am looking forward to see all of you. Chris, Freezy. So if I miss any questions, I just saw your question, Chris, how to import MetaHuman character in 3ds Max. I've never tried this, but any questions like this, any questions you have, you can comment on the video or the stream here, or you can simply let us know from the link I shared with you regarding the feedback form. And just one final reminder, guys, we have a 40% discount for 2 days only on our academy because I'm filling the 3rd class. So we the way this works, we have multiple classes, multiple groups. And if you want to learn Unreal Engine, you can go to the academy. We have only Blueprint, everything about, well, only Blueprint, but also everything about what it takes to build your projects. So the Unreal foundations, the process on production of architectural projects, and the lab where we talk about the latest and the greatest in Unreal Engine. And the whole goal of this is to
really understand the power of Unreal. So I updated the page yesterday. Let me know what you think on what I wrote about Unreal. That's one of how I really appreciate Unreal. And thank you so much. This stream is sponsored by us, the Academy, and special thanks to Epic Games and for Cesium for helping us in our process as well, for granting us. And I look forward to seeing you in the next stream and in the next one, in the next one, and many more. Thank you all for being here today. Have a wonderful day, have a wonderful week, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Let's give it a few moments of awkward silence. Let's put some music, and let's switch to the stream ending. And wait a second, wait. Where is the music? Do we have music? Yeah. All right. Bye-bye.